You guys want to learn about a really underutilized and forgotten superhero that could have been big in my opinion? Well, let's get into it. Let's learn about Peter Cannon, Thunderbolt. Peter Cannon, alias Thunderbolt, is a vigilante who achieved the highest degree of mental and physical perfection. He made his debut in Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, issue number 1 in 1966. This was part of the Action Heroes superhero line from Charlton Comics. Pretty cool note is that this character was created by a New York City police officer, Pete Morisi. Peter Cannon was born in the Himalayas to American parents and raised by Tibetan monks. He learned martial arts and the teachings of ancient scrolls which unlocked the powers of the mind. After Peter's birth, his parents died due to a plague sweeping the entire area. Peter was born at the same moment the High Abbot learned that the monastery's protector, the Vajra, had died. The monks knew their protector would be reincarnated, so they tested all the newborns in the local area, including Peter. Peter was raised with the other potential candidates and trained both in body and mind. When he passed the final test, he was revealed to be the reincarnation of the Vajra. As a new protector, he was given the secret scrolls of the Order which allow him to tap into the full power of his mind, accessing all the knowledge of his past incarnations. After completing his training, Peter travels to the land of his parents, America, with his friend Taboo, who was sworn to aid and protect the Vajra in all his endeavors. In New York City, Peter learns of the superheroes and decides to become one himself, taking the name Thunderbolt. With the limited knowledge of the few scrolls he did read, he turned to the task of fighting injustice. In his time as a hero, he battled various threats including gangsters, ape men, dinosaurs, and even the Egyptian mummy Evala, who was awakened by his enemy Havoc. After this, Thunderbolt and the other Charlton heroes faded into obscurity, at least for a time. Then DC Comics came calling, and they acquired the license for all of those characters. DC decided to plug them into the Crisis on Infinite Earths event and introduce them to the DC Universe. While the other Charlton heroes had great success with their own solo titles, Thunderbolt had to wait until the 90s until he was introduced in his own solo title. In his own solo title, Peter was struggling with becoming a hero again. He had been gravely injured in a battle and had given it up. However, talking with Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, he encouraged him to get back on the horse. His solo title was very short-lived. However, he did have some further adventures with Green Lantern, Power Girl, and a new hero that was introduced, hailing from England, the Crusader. Peter eventually returned to the monastery, where he learned of its trouble, and came face to face with the previous incarnation of the Vajra. In that battle, he succeeded in becoming once again the reincarnation of the Vajra that everyone recognized. On his return to the United Kingdom, Peter learned Kyra, who he had begun a relationship with in England, was actually the leader of a criminal organization called Scorpio. Thus ended his relationship. The Thunderbolt had one last adventure within DC Comics where he teamed up with Justice League Task Force to take down the Aryan Brigade. After this time, though, DC lost the license and it returned to his creator's estate. After this time, the copyrights to Thunderbolt languished with the estate of the family member who created him. However, Dynamite Entertainment got a hold of it and published 2 miniseries. The first one they attempted was quite good. The second one was a bit bizarre. However, it doesn't seem that either one caught on, and right now, there's nothing in the foreseeable future with Thunderbolt. I'd love to see him return to the DC Comics universe, however. Peter Cannon Thunderbolt has a wide variety of powers and abilities. Mostly they are due to his enhanced intellect. He also has enhanced strength, peak human, enhanced durability, enhanced speed, reflexes, agility. And he also has accelerated healing that he can use to heal his own illness or other injuries, as well as with other individuals. However, one of his best is indomitable will. By mentally repeating his mantra, I can, I must, I will, Cannon can keep himself awake even when his body is injured enough to lose the senses. He also has a limited degree of telepathy as well as animal control. It goes without saying Peter Cannon is a highly skilled, disciplined martial artist and one of the greatest martial artists in the world. Wow, can he go up against Batman and Deathstroke? Might be cool if he did. A little bit of trivia for the character. Although it's not a weakness, Peter Cannon cannot use his abilities for an extended period or automatically activate them. They all require concentration and willpower. Furthermore, his abilities are all limited in nature and are much higher than a normal human, but not quite superhuman. As many of you may already know, Peter Cannon Thunderbolt was the original inspiration for the Watchmen character Ozymandias. As we all know, the other characters are all the Charlton heroes, which has quite a fan following. Here's hoping we see more of this character in the future.
If you have enjoyed what you have watched, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you check out our other videos. Thank you.